Welcome to LucyTWWE. I'm your host, Lucy T, and whoa, what a week it has been. From Braun and Brock's confrontation on Raw to Asuka's debut teaser, Maryse is preggers, New Day won back the tag titles, and Vinny Mac. Could do a whole video about KO and Vinny Mac, and you would love it. Let's get the boring shit out of the way and start with Roman Reigns and Jason Jordan's match, which ends in them shaking hands. Is that like a new thing? I don't know. Both Reigns and Cena offered their hand after they beat Jason Jordan individually, and I just cannot appreciate Jordan's athleticism without just waiting around for something to happen with the Kurt Angle. Oh, God, I just really wish they had done more with that storyline. You know, on one hand, you could say there is some nepotism going on, the fact that this newbie's getting all these matches with John Cena and Roman Reigns. But on the other hand, it seems like Jason Jordan is just a pawn in the Cena-Reigns feud leading up to No Mercy. John Cena and Roman Reigns were again amazing on the mics. Yes, even Roman. Good job, Roman. If you disagree, well then you're a stupid idiot. He was all right this week, bitches. One of my favorite burns from this week was when Roman retorted, "You're only here because you can't do Hollywood full time, and if you need help, I know a guy." What? So far, super heavyweight collisions haven't been overused yet. Thank you, WWE. And Braun Strowman obliterated Brock Lesnar again. Cheers. I say this all the time, and I'll say it again. But Braun is so fucking massive and strong, but he is so nimble and quick. So Lesnar finally takes Strowman to Suplex City, and Braun does a roly-poly-oly right out of it. No sell, motherfucker. And I'm really excited for their match at No Mercy. Because if you think about it, who is going to take the Universal Championship from Braun? Not if, but when he wins it from Brock. I mean, that's just going to be a crazy champion. Braun's not finished with Raw yet. He also destroys John Cena in another unreal match. This guy doesn't fucking quit. John Cena's first attempt to give Braun the attitude adjustment literally makes his knees collapse. And Braun basically just lands on him like a little scrawny boy. But he does make up for it by eventually adjusting Braun Strowman's attitude, and Strowman brings out the steel chairs into the ring and throws Cena onto them after throwing them in Cena's face. I mean, Cena won by disqualification because that's also Braun's style. Roman's watching the whole thing with his man bun backstage. And Maryse's pregnant preggo up the duck with child has a fucking bun in the fucking oven. Miz quips that unlike Kurt Angle, I will be there from day one. And to me, this is the most payoff of the whole Kurt Angle illegitimate father storyline so far. And then Enzo comes out and interrupts, and Miz unleashes into him, calling him a con man with catchphrases. And people, it seems as though Enzo has met his match on the mic and challenges Miz to a match. Both Miz and Enzo are amazing at promos, and I am excited to see where this feud goes. Here's a little thought though. So Enzo is officially in 205 Live. Now, typically, the cruiserweight feuds stay within their world with their wrestlers, which emphasizes their snoozerweight status, in my opinion. But I think that having the cruiserweights integrate more with the main roster, like the good old days of the light heavyweights, instead of being so separate, will give fans a reason to give a shit. Or, existential here, is it just that we already know Enzo from Raw with his, Enzo and Cass spiel, that we accept him and want to know what's going to happen with him? I don't know. Then, of course, there's the who's your daddy question that Enzo brings up to Miz about figuring out what's going on, trying to insinuate that Maryse is fiddling some other diddling. Okay, so earlier in Raw, Dean and Seth were at the commentator table for the Bars match against the Gallersons. And of course, Dean whipped out some binocs and a no-bat. It was so funny. Well, the match didn't really start because there was a little kerfuffle at the top of the ramp. So Kurt Angle arranges for an 8-man tag team match, and Seth and Dean looked like Goldilocks, trying to find the tag team that was just right. They finally find the Hardy Boys. Basically, the 4 coolest guys. And this was an amazing match. I was so excited to see Ambrose switch it up. He was so agile, really expanding his moveset last night. And you can tell that he's been training with Rollins. So I'm getting more excited to see him wrestle. I like him because he's funny, but I'm looking forward to that. And I'm really not a huge tag team fan, let alone 8-man tag team. This was awesome. The match ends with the Bar deciding to leave the match, and just as they are on the ramp, the Hardys are like, ooh, Taunton, baby, Taunton, ooh. And Dean and Seth put Gallows or Anderson away. I don't know. I can never tell them apart. They're just a bunch of bald nerds. And the 4 coolest guys win the match. Okay, so after Shane O'Mac was suspended for beating up KO, Kevin Owens opens the show in Vegas announcing that he didn't fight back because he didn't want to disrespect authority. Really? He starts calling these ridiculous changes once he takes over SmackDown Live, like Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips will literally share the same suit. Canceling fashion files. What a monster. He calls out Vince, and then you hear the, here comes the money. And it's like, oh my God, is it Shane O'Mac? And no, it's just Dolph Ziggler doing his copycat thing. Go home, Dolph. This is not a cricket commercial. Chill. You're good. We don't need you. Finally, Daniel Bryan comes out to the ring to put KO in his place, and he's told that he will be demoted to janitor anyway. And all I'm thinking is, yeah, where's Vinny Mac? Ty Dillinger answers AJ Styles' open challenge to the US Championship, but AJ retains because, I mean, come on. They do shake hands, though, at the end of this match. I mean, everyone is shaking hands these days. What is going on? Pops Baron Corbin, again, he made a cameo during the match, but AJ phenom forearmed the shit out of him. And we get a shot of the phenomenal booty as Baron Corbin throws him over the barricades. And the camera just zooms on right in. But. So Baron officially accepts the open challenge for the US title starting next week. He sulks off with his panties in a bunch. Typical. And then we have this very bizarre hissy fit that Jinder Mahal throws about Shinsuke. So he starts out by showing a bunch of stills of Shinsuke's face mid-match. Obviously, because he's like wrestling. And then making all of these really lazy fart and poop jokes. The crux of Jinder's issue with Shinsuke, though, is that neither of them are American. And according to the Maharaja, even if Shinsuke wins the WWE Championship at Hell in a Cell, that the WWE Universe won't accept him either because of this fact that neither of them are American. No, Jinder. People just hate you because of you. The New Day's tag title match, street fight against the Usos. Did you know? It's not paranoia, it's the Uso. Seriously, what the fuck does that mean? Was also phenomenal. Not sure what is going on this week, but these tag matches on both Raw and SmackDown were the highlights for me. Kofi and Big E repped the New Day. Did not shy away from the kendo sticks, the chairs, the tables. They got nasty. Breaking kendo sticks on Jimmy Uso's back and whatnot. Kind of love that they got on the same dirty level that the Usos are known for. And the Usos really underestimated the New Day. As Michael Scott once said, maybe next time you will estimate me. Midnight Hour gives New Day the win, and they have won for the 4th time. They are now the tag title champs of SmackDown. Then we have the Hype Bros versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, and I'm like, Vince must be stuck at the craps table. Then they shake hands. I'm like, why? What is all this handshaking? But, oh well, and thank you, Zack Ryder, for turning them down. For the first time in 4 years, Vince McMahon, no chance in hell, 72 years old, he gets right to the chase and is all, respect authority. How do you have any respect at all when you look in the mirror? Let me remind you that if you do file this lawsuit, you will hear these words. Kevin Owens, you're fired. The B in my name is for billionaire. The B in your name will be for bankrupt. And then he shares also that he suspended Shane not because he beat you up, but because she couldn't finish the job. Then we find out that there will be a Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell between Shane O'Mac and Kevin Owens. So Vin's like, I'm gonna reinstate Shane, so don't worry about that. Then it gets a little dodgy as Kevin Owens chooses his words very carefully. You see, he says, so let me get this straight. I can beat a McMahon senseless, and you can't fire me. And McMahon says, yes, I give you my word. And as they are shaking hands, come on, what is with the fucking handshaking? Kevin Owens headbutts Vince, and he's bleeding everywhere. Was this a serious botch? Like, what happened? Then the 72-year-old chairman takes a frog splash from Kevin Owens. I mean, it just gets crazy. Holy shit, indeed. Stephanie comes out. I'm like, hey girl, first time I've seen you since WrestleMania. How's your back? And we end with a "You Still Got It" chant. Yes, Vinny Mac, you still got it, but like that blood was really serious. Sign of the week goes to Vince is my father. Guessing maybe that was Shane O'Mac because he got suspended, so I'm guessing he had to buy a ticket. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Maryse being pregnant and Vince McMahon's return. Do we think there's going to be maybe a little referee play? Maybe Vince will be a guest ref? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a nice day.